Hare Krishna. Ashray Mother Prabhu, are we good to go now? Are we live? Or when we are live, you let me know when we are live.
Yeah, we are live.
We are
We are
live?
live. Please.
Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome everybody who's coming online for this Wednesday online class of ISKCON of Silicon Valley. First we will do First we will do some small kirtan, then we will do Mangalacharan prayers, and after that we will start a class today. I seek permission and blessings of all the Vaishnavas, my teachers, Siksha Gurus and Diksha Guru, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Dandot Pranam. Hare Krishna. So I have Avanish who will be playing Mridanga today. So we'll start with small kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Murari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Sri Sri Lakshmi Singh Dev ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much, Avanish, for playing the mridanga. So now we will do the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Matsamo nasti papatma naparadi chakaschana parihare pilajjame kimbruve purushottama. Yuvatinam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvatau yatha mano bhiramate tadvan mano me ramatam tvai. Bhumau skalitapadanam bhumireva avalambanam tvai jata paradanam tvameva sharanam prabho. Govinda vallabhe radhe prartaye tvamam sada tvadiyam iti janatu govindo mam tvaya saha. Radhe vrindavanadishe karunamritavahini kripaya nijapadabja dasyam mahyam pradiyatam. Trinadapi sunicena tarorapi sahishnuna manina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. Katanchana smrite yasmin duskaram sukaram bhave smrite viparitam syat Shri Chaitanyam namamitam. Samsara dukkha jaladau pratitasya kama krodadinakramakare kavalikasya. Durvasana nigaditasya nirashrayasya Chaitanya Chandra mama dehi padavalambam. Chaitanya Chandra mama dehi padavalambam. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. I welcome everybody to the Wednesday program of ISKCON of Silicon Valley. I first of all would like to offer my obeisances to all of you who are assembled Vaishnavas who came here to hear Krishna Katha. You're all Vaishnavas, so my prostrated obeisances to all of you. I also offer my obeisances to all my mentors, Siksha Gurus and senior devotees who inspired me in Krishna consciousness. I also offer my obeisances to my Srila Gurudev. And I beg all of you to make a small prayer so that the right words come at the right time from my mouth. glorifying Krishna today. So, this is a season of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. So, before the Ratha Yatra, we will be doing Snana Yatra. It is coming next week as per our calendar, Vaishnava calendar. So, I thought it will be good to discuss the appearance of Lord Jagannath and some of the pastimes associated with Snana Yatra, Netrotsava, and how Jagannath has appeared and what are the pastimes. There are a lot of esoteric pastimes related to Jagannath Ratha Yatra. From externally we see that, it's a celebration where everybody will nicely dress up, go to the streets, and the Lord is brought to the streets, and then we pull the chariot. But there is a very, very significant meaning, esoteric meaning behind this whole festival. So we'll see all that today. And from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are a lot of blessings. Whoever hears these narrations will get the special mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Krishna Prema, which we are all hankering for, which we are looking for. So if we faithfully hear these pastimes, we all will achieve the love of Godhead. So there is no difference between Krishna and his name, his qualities, and his pastimes. So Krishna will be with us throughout this pastime today. So first we will discuss the significance of Ratha Yatra. Srila Prabhupada has given this profound festival to all of us. In his childhood days, he used to perform Ratha Yatra of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. He used to invite all his friends, and he used to have a toy Ratha Yatra. And after celebrating all that, he used to distribute prasadam to all the people who come. So that is how he grew up when he was a child, when he was a kid. And then when he became an Acharya, he also gave all that to the entire world. So the Lord coming out of the streets, as we go deeper into our class and the pastimes today, will know how significant that is and what it entails. So going back to the past, I would like to first pause and ask, is my audio coming well? Right now I switched off the music mode, and then also, so Prabhu, can one of you tell me if the voice is coming clear and good?
Yes, Prabhu, your voice is perfect.
Thank you, Ashray Prabhu. So there used to be a king named Indradyumna. So he was the king of the world, and he was handsome, and he has a beautiful wife named Gundicha Devi, and every people liked him. In today's politicians, if you are in a certain party or if you are leading a certain political party, you may not be liked by the other political parties. Or if you are the leader of a certain group, the other group may not like you. But here, King Indradyumna is liked and loved by everybody. And he has everything a man could aspire for. He has power, he has wealth, he has fame, and he has strength, and he has so much riches, so much courage, and yet he also have love for all his people and also for God. And he was a very thoughtful king, and he was thinking, even though you have all these things, without Krishna consciousness, without knowing who is God and what is our relationship with God and what is the meaning of our life, everything is shallow, everything is hollow, and it is without any substance. He knew that very well. So King Indradyumna felt no meaning in life without Krishna and without knowing and without finding where is that Krishna, where is God. So one saintly person told him that the Lord appeared in those days in the form of Nila Madhava. So as soon as he heard this saintly person said, he immediately surrendered all his worlds, words, life, his wife, his children, his wealth, his kingdom, everything to the Lord. And his only goal is to find Neela Madhava and know more about him and worship him. That he made a goal of his life. And the thing is, the Lord, if you see, the Lord appears in this world, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So the Lord is telling that every yuga I appear in order to destroy the miscreants and also give pleasure to my devotees or protect my devotees. So even though some people see the Lord, like we have seen a number of examples, numerous examples, that Duryodhana saw the Lord face to face, and Arjuna also saw the Lord face to face. There is a difference between how they are seeing the Lord. And then Hiranyaksha, he saw the Lord Varahadev face to face. And then Hiranyakashipu saw Narsingadev face to face. But the way these people are approaching, these people are looking at the Lord is completely different. And the way the devotees are looking at the Lord is completely different. So even though the Lord gives the direct darshan to us, it depends upon what is the core of our intentions. When we offer something to the Lord, my Guru Maharaj says that if we offer something to the Lord, it's not that the offering that attracts the Lord, it's the intention, it's the spirit with which you offer that particular thing to the Lord that attracts the Lord. And that is more important. I mean, we see externally our offerings, but the Lord sees our intentions while we are doing those offerings or whatever the seva, whatever the service we are doing. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya aham evam vidhorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Only by undivided devotional service can I be known as I am standing before you, O Arjuna, and thus you can see me directly. And only in this way means undivided devotional service, you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So only when we are in the path of pure devotional service, to render devotional service in the path of pure bhakti, only then the Lord will reveal his opulences to us. Although several people are looking at the Lord is understood or perceived by only few people because they have this quality of undivided devotional service. And that is the key point. It is told in Bhagavad Gita. And yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhosi dadasyat. Whatever we have, whatever we eat, whatever we have in our position, whatever we do, everything do that as an offering to the Lord. So, but the thing is, the most important thing is the spirit, the intention with which we offer. So King Indradyumna is deeply wanting that I need to find this Lord, Nila Madhava. I wanted to find where he is. The saintly person told me that he is somewhere. So I need to find. So he has entrusted one of his trusted ministers. His name is Vidyapati. And he told Vidyapati, my dear Vidyapati, please go and search the entire world and find where is Nilamadhava. So Vidyapati went on a world tour with all the army and everything. He's searching all over the world. And finally, after several days, several months, and several years, he found at the place called Avanti Desh, he found Nilamadhava. And this Nilamadhava is worshipped by a Shabara tribe people. And these people are actually pig farmers. They are very simple caste people. And the leader of that particular sect is Vishwavasu. And they are rendering this devotional service to Lord Nilamadhava. And they are worshipping so nicely, and Nilamadhava is so reciprocating that even the devatas from the heavenly planets, they would come and daily worship this beautiful form of the Lord, Nilamadhava. And there is the Rohini Kund next to this Nilamadava temple. And while Vidyapati was watching one day, this Rohini Kund is so pure and so powerful next to Lord Nilamadava. One day, in front of his eyes, a bird flying, a simple bird, it's flying, and it touched the waters of this Rohini Kund and immediately transformed into four-handed form and have risen to the Vaikuntha planets. So that is the sanctity, that is the purity, and that is the power of Nilamadava and the Rohini Kund and all this place. So having discovered this, Vidyapati very eagerly went back to the king and told, yes, I found the Lord. It is in Avanti Desh. So immediately the king, he was so happy, was so happy, and he wanted to go and have darshan of the Lord. And then King Indradyumna prepared everything, and he was very eager, and he was walking, and he was going in his chariots and everything. And as soon as he came to that place, there was nothing is there. Everything is scattered and shattered. So the Lord disappeared, and everything is hit by a storm. Then he fell down to his knees and he was crying. He was crying. He was devastated that, all my life I wanted to find Nila Madhava, and then the Lord is no more here to be seen to give darshan. What is the use of my life? And he was really in deep distress, and he was crying tears, and he wanted to end his life. There is no meaning for his life and him being alive. So when he was in that condition, he heard a voice. And then the Lord spoke to him. He said that I will appear in a log of transcendental wood. I'll be floating on the sea, and you can distinguish, you can find me or discover me through the markings of Vishnu present on those logs. That is how you'll find me. So very soon in the ocean, on the loving separation of the Lord, Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra were actually floating in the sea as logs in the area of Nilachala. So then, as soon as he sees those logs of wood floating in the sea, he got them and he recognized them with all these Vishnu marks. And then he is getting them carved to deities because he heard the voice. Now he had one craftsman come, and then he's taking this wood, and with chisel, he's actually making, the deities out of this wood. But the craftsman told that I want to do this in complete seclusion. I don't want everybody to come in, see what I'm doing, or disturb me. So the king said, yes, that's fine. And then he locked his doors, and King Indradyumna was walking in front of that room day and night, and he was hearing the word, the chisel sound. So this craftsman, he's actually nicely carving inside, and he was so eager, so desperate to see the Lord, and that he has so much greed. When will I see the Lord? And that is his condition, and that is how the devotee should be. So after a few months, then he heard nothing. Earlier, he used to hear at least that chisel sound and that sound, but now that sound stopped. And he was wondering what happened. A few days passed, and he was so eager. He wanted the Lord, and he wanted to know what happened. So immediately he opened the doors. So as soon as he opened the doors, there is half-finished carvings, and the craftsman left because he told, as soon as, I need in seclusion, as soon as somebody doors, I will leave. And craftsman disappeared, and these deities are unfinished. Then again he started crying, what have I done? I have done such an offense. I opened the doors before the craftsman came out, and he took a vow to fast till death for the offense that he has committed. When he was in that condition, again the Lord started speaking to him. And this time, Narada Muni appeared in front of him, and he started explaining the whole thing. And he's saying that in the Upanishads, the Lord is described as the Lord, although he does not have hands, he can still accept your offerings. although the Lord does not have legs, he can still go anywhere and everywhere, and he can still accept our offerings. This means, what this actually means is, the Lord does not have material hands and material legs or material senses. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha. So he is a Murti form, but he is Satchitananda. He doesn't have anything in connection with the material aspects, or is not bound by the material aspects. His senses are transcendental, and his eyes, with all his senses, he can do all other activities. So with his, we generally take the food from the hand and we eat through the mouth. But the Lord can honor, he can eat through his eyes, and he can do anything with his arms. So like that, he can do all activities of one sense with any other senses. So that is the Lord. So, but the Mayavadis, they interpret this as the Lord doesn't have any form. Having read these Upanishads like this, saying that, although the Lord does not have hands, he can still accept our offerings. They think that the Lord doesn't have form. That is the Mayavadi conception. Actually, Nirguna means the Lord is not bound by these three modes of material nature. So that is the actual meaning of Nirguna. And so Narada Muni started speaking. Again, he's telling a pastime from the previous Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. And he's telling that Krishna, he left Vrindavan and he is in Dwaraka. He's married to several wives and he's staying with them. But every day he's remembering Vrindavan. Every day he used to remember the gopis. Every day he used to remember the gopas. He used to remember Nanda Maharaj. He used to remember Yashoda. And he used to fall down from his bed and he used to cry. And he said, Nanda Baba, Yashoda Mata. And then he used to call Radharani's names, Gopi's names, and Gopa's names. Where are you? And he's in so deep separation. He's crying like this. And one day, all the wives of Krishna, they assembled and they were discussing, who are all these people that Krishna is always uttering their names? Who is Radharani? He's always saying, hey Radha, where are you? Hey Gopi, where are you? Hey Gopa, where are you? Thinking about his friends, he's thinking about his these gopis. Who are they? And all night he's crying. Satyabhama is saying that every day night he's crying. He's crying for Radha. He's crying for Gopi. And then immediately another wife comes and she says that why in the night? Even in the daytime he calls their names. He is only with us just because we remind them of gopis. Otherwise, he doesn't seem to have any connection with us. So then they all wanted, Narada Muni is narrating this incident. And they all wanted to kind of find out more pastimes. Who are these Brajavasis? How does this Brajaloka look like? And then who are these gopis? And they knew that Rohini Devi, she is one of the wife of Vasudev. So Vasudev, when he was chained and put in the jail, he sent one of his wife, Rohini Devi, to go to Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj's home. So like that, she has seen how Krishna and Balram, everybody grew up, and all the activities, the daily activities in the Vrindavan Dham. So then they all ask Rohini Devi to tell who is this, what is this Vrajadham, who are these gopis, and what are the activities of Krishna with them. We wanted to understand more because he is always thinking about them. He's always crying for them in front of us. He's always thinking about them. That means they are so special. We wanted to hear. Then immediately Rohini Devi said that if they called Subhadra and then said, if at all we kind of discuss these pastimes, and if Krishna and Balram comes and hears these pastimes, they will immediately be very, very deep into ecstasy, and they might actually go to Vrindavan. If they will leave and they'll go to Vrindavan. So we need to have a strategy here. So what the strategy they are having? They put the sister on the door guard as a guarding the door to see if Krishna and Balram comes, you immediately give a signal to us and we'll immediately stop discussing these activities. That way we'll know that we want to discuss these pastimes, but we don't want Krishna and Balram to hear. So like that, they started. So Rohini Devi started explaining the pastimes of how Krishna used to steal the butter, how he used to go to the forest every day, and what games he used to play with the gopas, and what interactions he used to do with the gopis, and the activities they do. And Subhadra Mai, listening to these pastimes, she was completely stunned. She cannot move an inch. And she was so engrossed into hearing these pastimes, she is stunned and cannot move now. And she didn't even recognize that both Balram and Krishna came, and Krishna is on one side and Balram is on the other side, and they were also hearing the pastimes. But because she's in so much ecstasy, she's such a stunned state that she cannot say anything, she cannot move. And hearing these pastimes, Krishna and Balram also became stunned. They went into ecstasy, and their eyes started becoming big, wide, very, very big. And they were smiling, big, big smiles. And slowly the limbs, their hands and legs were going into their body. And they were actually standing there as pieces of wood. So that was their condition. And in that condition, Narada Muni appeared into that particular situation and he says, I have seen, I have seen, I have seen. And then they came out of that particular form and they say, okay, what did you see? Then Narada Muni was dancing and says that I saw this form of yours where you are having your big, big eyes and you are smiling so widely, so big, and your limbs, all your limbs have gone inside your body. And in that ecstasy, you were standing there as if you are pieces of wood. And then he asked for a benediction. My dear Lord, please, I have a benediction to ask for. Please fulfill it. I want you to appear in this particular form, so that you can give darshan to all the people, all the devotees. And whoever sees these forms of you will eventually get rid of their material attachments and attain the pure love of Godhead, Krishna Prema. So then the Lord said, so be it. And that's how the Lord appeared as Jagannath, Baladeva, and Subhadra in the form that we see in the temples, as though they are pieces of wood. And they were smiling, and then they were actually in the Vipralamba mode. Vipralamba is in the mode of separation from Vrindavan. They grew up in Vrindavan. They have so much love and affection for the gopis, for the gopas, for Nanda Maharaj, for Yashoda, for the cows, for all animals in Vrajadham. They were missing in separation. And that Vipralamba, that missing in separation, is actually, it is said in the Shastra that it is 1,000 times more ecstatic than Sambhoga, which is the meeting. When both the lovers are meeting, the joy they experience is something. But when they are separated, the thoughts of that separation and remembrance of them, it will be thousands and hundreds and thousands of times more than the meeting. The separation is even more joyful. So that is called the Viplaramba. And that is the form these deities were saying. So in Nilachal, where there is this bluish mountain near the sea, the Lord said, I will appear in Puri. And Indradyumna, he became so happy hearing this. And the Lord appeared in the Puri Dham. And the king Indradyumna, he created a big Abhishek festival. So he bathed the deities and he wanted to kind of take these deities into the temple. And he created nice big 3 chariots and he put those deities on those chariots and took them into the temple. So this is actually the first Ratha Yatra, right? And this is how the Lord appeared in the first place in the Puri Dham. And this Jagannatha, Baladeva, Subhadra has made their homes in the Puri Dham. So when the Buddhists saw this deity, they saw he is Buddha. When the Shaivites saw this deity, they were thinking that this is Shiva. And the devotees of Ganesh thought he is Ganesh. And the Vaishnavas, devotees, when they see him as Vishnu or Krishna. So like that, Jagannath is universally accepted. with everybody. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, first chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to give us something very, very sublime, very, very unique, where no other incarnation has given. Anarpitachariim chirat karunaya kalau samarpaitum unnato jvalarasam swabhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dviti kadamba sandipitaha sada hridaya kandare spuratu vasachi nandanaha. So the shloka is saying that the Lord has appeared in a resplendent golden form, and he has given the powerhouse, the Unnatojjvala Rasa, the highest form of love or Rasa, the Leela of the Lord, to all the devotees where no other incarnation has given. The incarnations of the Lord gave so many benedictions, but nobody has given this love of God, which he is giving. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is he, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikrite Hladini Shaktirasmat Ekatmanavapi Bhuvipura Deha Bedam Gatautau Chaitanyakyam Prakanamaduna Tadvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavadyuti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So this Radha and Krishna are actually one entity, and they have become two to enjoy their pastimes. And those two, Radha and Krishna, has again combined into one avatar, taking the complexion of Radharani into Krishna, and came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So those two, Radha and Krishna, came as one Vigraha Murti, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the Sachi Garbha. So as Harinduhu. So he came in the womb of Sachi Mata. What is the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came? So Chaitanya Charitamrita describes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us how to become devotees. Yes, that is one of the reasons. And he came to do the Harinam Sankirtan, establish the Sankirtan and this movement. Yes, that is also true. These are all the external reasons. But internal reason is also mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadhyo Yena Bhuta Madurima Kidrisho Vamadiyaha Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavataha Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachi Garbha Sindhau Harinduhu. So, Sri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho. What is that joy that Radharani is experiencing when she looks at Krishna? Krishna is actually Rasaraj. He is the king of rasas, and he is the enjoyer. He's a supreme enjoyer. That means he's a supreme happiest person. But Radharani seems to be thousand times, million times more happier, more joyful whenever she comes in contact, whenever she sees Krishna, whenever she thinks of Krishna. How is that possible? What is the joy that she is experiencing? Now, Krishna wants to know that. So that is one of the reason he appeared in the Garbha of Sachi Mata. Harinduhu, that Hari, he came as a moon like Chaitanya Chandra. He appeared to experience what Radharani is experiencing when she looks at Krishna. So this is the mood that the Lord appeared. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came and he established the importance of Ratha Yatra and everything. There is a beautiful pastime which we are going to discuss today. So the Lord, that is the significance and appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in, he completed his South India tour, and after he finished his South India tour, he came back and he called all the people from Navadvip, headed by Advaita Acharya, to come to celebrate in this 4 months of Chaturmasya. He invited all of them, and he also wants to do the Ratha Yatra. So before the Ratha Yatra happened, see, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go inside the temple of Jagannath, the first time when he went inside, he ran into the deity, and he was running into the deity looking at Jagannath, and before he reached the deity, he fell down, completely unconscious. And the guards and everybody was trying to check him, but nobody could check him. He was running so fast and in so much ecstasy. And he fell down flat over there, and he's lying there lifeless. So everybody thought he's dead. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was there, and he is a very advanced um, yogi and devotee. But he has a different school of thought, not the pure devotional service at that point in time. But he knows because he studied the Vedas so thoroughly. He took a piece of cotton and put the cotton in the nose of this lying down Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He looked at this personality is so beautiful, so mesmerizing. And when he put that cotton, the cotton swab was the threads of the cotton slowly moving. And then he understood, according to Vedas, this person is not, he's not dead. He still have life in him. And this is actually an indication of an ecstatic symptom. It's not that he has a disease or something. So he understood, and then he carried him home. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up, then he was so compassionate on him. He thought that this person is so beautiful, and he said, at such a young age, he took sannyas, and how he can save his senses and the attack of all the other people looking at him. So I need to teach him the highest form of Vedanta so that, he'll be able to sustain the order of sannyas. Because the order of sannyas is very, very strict compared to all other varnas and ashramas. So that's how, the Lord was looking and running into the altar. Now, why he was doing that? Actually, it's Radharani. Radharani, when she sees Krishna in the form of Jagannath, that is how she is running. And that is this ecstatic symptom that she is exhibiting there. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also saying, and then telling all of us how to take darshan of the Lord. So, that is the intensity, that is the greed we should have when we take the darshan of the Lord. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya advised that you are going into these ecstatic symptoms. So you better don't go too near to the altar. If you go too near to the altar, you will again end up fainting. So you better stand very far. So there is this Garuda Stamba. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stay behind the Garuda Stamba. And between the Garuda Stamba and the Lord, there is a big kirtan hall, and where thousands of devotees can still go. So it's from a far distance, he used to take darshan. So that is how the Lord used to take the darshan. So, but the Lord is so merciful. At one point in time, the Daitapatis, they bring the Lord outside the altar Snana Yatra, which is happening next week. So, in the Snana Yatra, everybody can go and bathe the Lord. And these Daitapatis are the main pujari who's coming from that Shabara tribe, the family lineage. And these are the people who will take care. And then they will bathe the deities from morning till evening all day. And because the Lord is bathed so much, the Lord again exhibits one more pastimes called the Lord getting sick. He gets fever because he's bathed in this cold water for a full day. He gets fever. So it's a transcendental sickness. So at this time, they will not allow anybody to have darshan of the Lord. So these Daitapatis, they take the Lord to the inside chambers and then, serve him nicely. They give him a special food, which is called medicine. And nobody is allowed to take darshan on a regular basis. So this happens for 15 days, 15 days of fever. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in so much separation from seeing Jagannath, and his life is Radharani in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He cannot sustain 15 days of not having darshan of the Lord. There is no meaning to my life. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during this time, he goes to Alalnath. It's another temple which is like close to Puri temple, few kilometers. So he goes there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to lie down on a stone. Even if you go, some of you, if you go to the Alalnath temple, you will see that there is a stone, and where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lied down, and he was always thinking and meditating in the separation of Lord Jagannath. Because of the touch of his body to the stone melted, and it can still have the imprints of all his limbs. So even now, if you go, you will have a stone there which has all these imprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his hands, his lotus feet, and all the limbs. So like that, the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was spending his time in Alalnath, and then he heard the news that all the devotees are now from Mayapur. They're all Navadvip. They're all coming to participate in Ratha Yatra. So, having heard that all the devotees headed by Advaita Acharya, everybody is coming, he was so ecstatic, he was so happy. And the Lord immediately went with a lot of garlands and is waiting at Atarnala bridge to receive each of the devotees. So, as and when the devotees are coming, he is embracing them, he is giving the garlands, and he is applying chandan to their bodies. And there is one specific personality. His name is King Prataparudra. So, like Indradyumna king, this King Prataparudra is also very, very opulent. He's the king, and he's very handsome. He's beautiful. He has a lot of strength. He has army. He has a lot of wealth. He's in youth, and he has everything the man can aspire for. But he is also a devotee of the Lord. And then he heard from saintly people like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that the Lord appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead. And King Prataparudra is so intensely looking forward to meeting, having the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as soon as he heard. And then he was so eager to go and take darshan of the Lord. But the Lord wouldn't give him darshan. The Lord says that I don't want to meet with Vishayi. Now, what to speak of a king? A king is, he's involved with money, he's involved with queens, he's involved with power, prestige, wars, and commanding people and all these things. So these are sannyasi is not supposed to go and meet. So he was eagerly waiting for an opportunity, and the Lord wouldn't give him an opportunity to meet. But on the side from the top of his palace, he was looking the meeting of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with all these devotees coming from Navadvip. And then he was asking Sarvam Bhattacharya, who are they? Who is this person? Who says this person is Advaita Acharya? Who is that? Who is Haridas Thakur, Namacharya? And who is that person? Oh, he's Srivas Thakur. So, like that, he was seeing and he was looking at all these devotees and the way they were embracing, they were exchanging garlands, and the way they were putting chandan on their bodies, and looking at that, and they were performing Sankirtan there. And he said that I never heard this kind of Sankirtan. Then he says that this is Prem Sankirtan. And he was looking, and everybody was dancing in ecstasy. And after the meeting, they all go take darshan of the Lord. And this is called Netrotsav. So after the Lord gets sick, after Snana Yatra, after 15 days, first time the darshan is open to the devotees, and that is called Netrotsava. So it's like a festival to your eyes. That is called Netrotsava. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees eagerly went. They eagerly went, and they were looking at the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was gazing upon Jagannath DT. And then it was so intense, the darshan, and so much love, so much eagerness, so much transcendental greed to take that darshan. It is said that this is the thing that we have to have. The enthusiasm, if we don't have that kind of a love, Srila Prabhupada says that if we don't have that kind of an attraction and love to the Lord, then we should develop an enthusiasm and eagerness to see the Lord like that. And with that enthusiasm, because we are we are kind of showing our intention to love the God, although we don't have the love of Godhead yet. What we are showing the intention and the extent of your enthusiasm to take the darshan of the Lord, to serve the Lord, whatever the service that you're doing. You may be a speaker for a class, or you may be a hearer for the class. You're sitting and hearing a Bhagavad Katha. The intensity with which the eagerness with which you are hearing, the eagerness with which you are speaking, the eagerness with which you are cooking for the Lord, the eagerness you are distributing the books, the Bhagavatam sets, Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and the garlands, the eagerness that you are making these garlands, and the offering of some contribution. If somebody is giving, say, a large amount of donation, the eagerness, the love, the enthusiasm they show for that act, and the intention and the spirit with which they're doing. This is what attracts Krishna to give us Krishna prema. So if we don't have love, this is the intensity, the eagerness that we have to show. And with this enthusiasm and this desire to love, then one day we will achieve it. And this is also, if there is no love, if we cannot express our love with our intention and with our enthusiasm, then that is actually not love. So then Krishna, seeing all these attributes, he will give the real love. And all these devotees were looking at the Lord and seeing the deities. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells that we should not go into the temple so that we enjoy the deities, we see the deities. We should go so that the Lord looks at us. We have to serve so nicely that the Lord should be willing, happy to see us. And then they, after seeing the deities, they took darshan and they're offering their lives at the lotus feet of the Lord. And then they did a very tumultuous, nice, beautiful kirtan. And everybody was dancing in the kirtan. Kartals were playing, mridangas were playing, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing. And after that, a bhoga is being offered to the Lord. At the time of the bhoga, then everybody is sent, and all the devotees are circumambulating the temple. And in the back of the temple, there are 4 gates. And here, the kirtan continued, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the kirtan. He manifested a very, very important pastime here. So he looked at everybody. Now, he manifested such a pastime. Everybody, all the devotees thinking that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is looking at only me. Simultaneously, everybody is feeling that. So that is the potency of the Lord. He can do that. So all the devotees are feeling as though Krishna is looking at him only or her only. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is in the bank of Yamuna, when all these gopas, when Krishna goes with all his gopa friends, he opens the lunch boxes and they exchange. And at the center, Krishna is sitting in the center. And even somebody who's in the behind Krishna, they will also see that Krishna is right in front of me, looking directly to me. Everybody gets that feeling. Everybody gets the feeling that Krishna is sitting right with me and he's with me right now. So that is the potency of Krishna. So he manifested that pastime, and it was night, and everybody went home to rest. And early in the morning, they all took nice shower. They decorated their bodies with tilak, chandan, and everything, and then they appeared for Ratha Yatra. So this is the Ratha Yatra festival. And here, these Daitapatis who are very, very strong, they are now actually bringing out Lord Jagannath outside the temple. Now, when they are bringing the Lord Jagannath outside the temple, I don't know if any of you has gone to or went and see this particular procession. The Lord will be moving left and right as though he's like an intoxicated person. Now, if you see somebody who is very, very intoxicated, like materially with all the intoxicants, they'll be falling apart. You don't know when they'll fall on the ground. They'll be swinging left and right, and they'll be touching people. Their steps will be different. So, Chaitanya, Lord Jagannath and Baladeva are like that. Actually, it's very easy to take Subhadra Mai to the chariot very easily. So from the temple, main temple, they are now taking these deities, and then they have these pillows and a lot of ropes, and hundreds of Daitapatis are holding Jagannath still. Jagannath is moving, and they're trying to stabilize him. They are trying to put him straight. And this is actually one of the esoteric pastime. Why Jagannath is in so much intoxication is because this whole act of taking Jagannath out of Puri temple and taking to Gundicha temple in the carts actually has a background to it. So when Krishna in Dwarka during the eclipse time, he invites everybody. He invites Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mata, he invites all the gopis to come to Kurukshetra, where they bathe in a river because of the eclipse. Actually, he wanted to meet them. That is one of the main reason. This bathing in the river during the eclipse is a secondary reason. So during that time, all the gopis, the gopas, Radharani, Yashoda Mata, Nanda Maharaj, everybody came there. And first time they were meeting Krishna after several years, several decades. And then Radharani and everybody was looking at Krishna, and then they were feeling, oh, this is Krishna. Our Krishna used to wear a gunjamala flowers, forest flowers, like a Vaijayanti mala with forest flowers. And here Krishna is dressed in a royal garments like a warrior. And here he's wearing shoes. In Rajadam, he never wore shoes. And he used to wear forest flowers. And he used to wear a turban. And he used to have a flute. Now instead of a flute, he has the weapons. So he is looking very different. And then they were thinking that, so Radharani actually, here there was a shloka which Radharani is remembering. This is a verse composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Priya soyam Krishna sahachari kurukshetra militas tataham saradhata didamo bhayo sangama sukham Tatapyantakelanmadhuramurali panchamajushe Manome kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihayati. So Rupa Goswami composed this verse, which is saying that, oh my dear friend, now I have met you, your very old and dear friend Krishna, on this field of Kurukshetra. In this Kurukshetra, I met you. I am that same Radharani. So Radharani is thinking, I am that same Radharani, and we are meeting together. It is so pleasant. But with all these, the dress that you are wearing, you used to be like a cowherd boy, a simple cowherd boy wearing forest flowers, gunjamala, without any shoes, and you used to carry your flute. And I wanted to hear that Panchamajushe, the fifth note from your flute. Going back to the forest of Vrindavana, I would want to take you to the Vrindavana. And then on that same bank of Yamuna, under the trees of the forest, I wanted to hear the fifth note of your flute, playing that in the forest of Vrindavana. So that is the mood. And that is the mood why Jagannath is shaking so much. He is in that intoxicated mood. So that is why all these devotees, the Daitapatis, are trying to stabilize him. And if you ask, once one of our temple devotees asked these Daitapatis, the leader, and said, how are you all orchestrating this Jagannath movement so nicely? Once Jagannath bends here, everybody bends that side. And when Jagannath bends this side, you're bending this side. You're orchestrating nicely. What kind of training is this? They said that, no, we are not orchestrating anything here. Krishna is he's like moving, and we are trying to control him as best as we can. So Krishna is intoxicated. So this is how finally they'll take, and the mood is they are taking Jagannath Baladeva in the chariot, And the mood is the gopis are actually pulling Krishna. They are calling Krishna. They are pulling Krishna from Kurukshetra. Now come back to our Vrindavan, the hearts of our Vrindavan. So that is actually the significance of this Ratha Yatra. So this is such an esoteric pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the Supreme Lord, he came and he gave this to us. And Srila Prabhupada is the Acharya who has kind of let loose this kind of a system all over the world. And he has given this such a great thing to all of us. So finally, all these Daitapatis, they manage to take Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, put them in the chariots, and they have the rope. You cannot just hold that rope like this. I was first time when I went to Radha Yatra, I was trying to imagine it's a rope, so I want to pull with one hand. But the rope is like, it's like a bundle. It's like this big. You have to actually hold with two hands and pull it. So thousands and thousands people pulls the chariot. So it is so thick and big. So that is how they are pulling Krishna from um, Dwaraka to come to Vrindavana. So here Dwaraka is the Puri temple and Gundicha is um, Vrindavan. So that is the mode. And as this is happening, King Prataparudra immediately came there. And this king, now he has come there with a broomstick. He wants to do a very, very menial service. He literally felt within himself that just because I am born and I took this responsibility as a king, everybody is a Mahavadanyaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyaya. He gives mercy to each and every person. But because I am the king, he is not able to give me mercy. What is the use of this kingdom? I would rather leave everything and become a beggar and sweep the streets to get the mercy of the Lord. He is literally is really feeling that way. And as devotees, we should also feel like that. It's not that we should leave everything what we have. We should have that kind of a consciousness. No matter how wealthy we are, how studious we are, how many scriptures we know, how many shlokas we know, what learned people we are, whatever we have, wealth, beauty, ability, skills, if we are not able to do menial service to Krishna, then it is a completely useless. Shrama eva hi kevalam, as Srimad Bhagavatam says. So that is the mood with which he comes and he started sweeping. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at him and he understood the core of his heart. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought to himself that I should give mercy to him very soon. So that is the humble position that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracts. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now all the kirtan groups were there. So he divided into 7 kirtan groups, main parties. And the first singer in the first group is Swarup Damodar. And when Swarup Damodar sings, it is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes into ecstasy. One day, Swarup Damodar is singing and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy. He jumped up and he fell into a well, actually a dry well. And devotees were so concerned. What happened? Hi. What happened? What happened? They all went and just gathered around the well and looked inside. And to their surprise, they saw that the whole well is filled with butter. Before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jumped in, it is filled with butter. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is lying in that butter. So like that, Swarup Damodar has such a significance in his singing. And the main lead dancer for this Kirtan party is Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya is Sadashiva and Mahavishnu combined. You know how Sadashiva dances? So Advaita Acharya is a very good dancer too. And there is a second group where Srivas Thakur is actually the main singer. And the dancer is his closest friend, Nityananda Prabhu is the dancer. Nityananda Prabhu is Balram himself. And the third Kirtan party, Mukunda Datta, is the one who is actually singing. And when Mukunda Datta sings any shloka or any Kirtan, it would melt the hearts of all the people assembled there. He's such a beautiful singer. and the main lead dancer there is Haridas Thakur. And the fourth group is the three brothers, Vasudeva, Madhava, and Govinda Ghosh are the lead singers, and Vakreshwar Pandit is the dancer. And Vakreshwar Pandit is such a dancer. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sing and Vakreshwar Prabhu would dance. This thing will go on and on and on and on and for hours and hours, and for 72 continuous hours, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sing and Vakreshwar Prabhu would dance without stopping. That is the Leela that they used to perform. So then they have formed three more groups. So the four kirtan parties are in front of Jagannath cart, two on each sides and one behind. So three more groups. So one group, the devotees from Shantipur are singing, and the dancer is Achyutananda. He is the son of Advaita Acharya. And another group is the residents of Srikhanda. He is actually singing. And the dancer there is Narahari Sarkar and Raghunandan Thakur. So these are the two dancers there. And the last group, the devotees from Kulinagram, and the dancers are Ramananda Basu and Satyaraj Khan. These were the main dancers. Actually, it is said that Vasudeva, Madhava, Govinda Ghosh, they actually sing in the spiritual world. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, they also came to sing in the kirtan. They're actually singers in the spiritual world. So like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged around the carts, and before the chariot started, he sang these prayers. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratpishe Namaha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Gobhrana Hitaya Cha Jagadvitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually singing the glories of Krishna. And the first verse he sang after that, he glorified the Lord. And then this is the most important verse that we all have to wear as a garland in our heart. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, before the Ratha Yatra began, he sang this verse. Naham vipro na chanarapatir napi vaishyo na shudro naham varne na chagruhapatir no vanasto yatirva kintu prodhyam nikila paramananda purnamrutabdher gopi paratuh padakamalayur dasa dasa dasaha. Naham vipro na chanarapatir. I am not a brahmana, vipra, na chanarapatir. I am not a king, I am not a kshatriya. Na vaishyo na shudro. I am not a vaishya, I am not a shudra. Naham varni, nacha gruhapatir. I am not a brahmachari, I am not a grihastha. No vanasto yatirva. I am also not a sannyasi or vanaprastha. No varnas and no ashramas. I don't belong to any of them. Then who am I? Gopi paratur padakamalayur dasa dasanu dasaha. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord who is maintaining the gopis. So I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the devotees of Lord Krishna. So this is the most important thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling all of us. Before the Ratha Yatra begins, he is reciting this prayer to tell all of us that we have to imbibe the quality of this mode. So similarly, in Mukunda Mala Stotram, we have a very beautiful shloka. Majjanna matpalamidam madhukaitabare matprathaniya madanugrahamesha eva tadbhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya itimam smaralokanatha. So the prayer is Bhritya. Bhritya means servant. It is said 7 times in the shloka. I am the servant of 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 the Lord. So that is the mood that we have to imbibe to attract the love of Krishna, to attain the love of Krishna. So if you are eager for a position, if you are eager for any prestige, there is no um, love of Godhead won't appear. So this is the mood that we have to be. And this verse shows that. So now he started the kirtans with all these 7 parties. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was he was dancing, and at some times it appeared that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in simultaneously in the seven groups. And few devotees can notice that. As we discussed in the beginning, Bhaktya Ananya Shakya. Only when you become a pure devotee or a devote, but only by devotional service, you will understand Krishna or the intentions of Krishna. So only few people, and King Prataparudra noticed that Krishna is simultaneously dancing in the seven parties in seven different forms. So that is visible to only few people. So he told that to Swarup Damodar, no, Sarvam Bhattacharya. And Sarvam Bhattacharya is so happy that he noticed that, okay, now you're able to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in seven, is dancing simultaneously seven. That means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given mercy to you. And Sarvam Bhattacharya is so happy. This is also one of the thing that tells who is a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is the one that if some devotee is getting recognition in the temple, some devotee is getting recognition for their service, some devotee is getting recognition for whatever they do, or they are getting recognition from a guru, from the temple, leadership, whatever the role, services. If the devotees are happy looking at that appreciation of other devotees and able to appreciate, that is Vaishnava quality. But if somebody is thinking that, oh, this person is a very junior devotee, recently came, why not me? He got this, all these things, then that is not Vaishnava. A real Vaishnava is the one who feels happy seeing others getting the credit. He feels happy others getting recognition. So that is what is exhibited by Sarvam Bhattacharya here. And then the kirtan dancing was going on, and as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, Jagannath was so happy and he's looking. It is said in the Chaitanya Bhagavat that anyone who saw everybody assembled there, the shopkeepers, the visitors, the devotees, the Daitapatis, the temple people outside, all those people, everybody could not move their eyes from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dance. He was dancing so beautifully. At some point, he's dancing and he's becoming so heavy where Nityananda Prabhu has to go and catch him. At some point, he's becoming like a feather, as light as a feather. At some point, his skin color is changing. At some point, he's in ecstatically, he's dancing and he's whirling around. He's whirling around so fast, it became like a blazing fireball. And when he's dancing like that, he has chandan on his body. It has become so hard, and that chandan is breaking apart. And sometimes he became so cold, his teeth are quivering like a small boy in winter season, their teeth quiver. So, like that, he's exhibiting all these ecstatic symptoms. And this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going. And everybody was jubilant. Sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing in seven simultaneous locations. This is the same pastime that he exhibited in Rasa Leela. And sometimes all these seven groups is forming one group and looking at the dance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a very, very beautiful kirtan going on. The mridangas are playing, the kartals are playing, people are jumping, leaping, dancing, crying out. And Jagannath is so happy. So at this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sang one unique verse. This is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. यत्कौमारहरश्चैव हि वरास्तायेव चैत्रक्षपास्ते चोन्मीलितमालती सुरभया प्रौढा कदम्बानिला सा चैवास्मि तथापि तत्र सुरता व्यापारलीलाविधौ रेवारोदसी वेतसी तरुतले चेतः samutkanthate. Now, here, this is like a love song, and everybody is surprised. Why is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a sannyasi, singing a love song like this? It looks like a love song. In my childhood, in my youth, my heart was stolen by this particular, and he became my master. He's there. This is the same moonlit light in the Chaitra Mas, month of Chaitra. The fragrance of Malati flowers is still there from the Kadamba forest. And in our intimate relationship, I am also that same lover looking at him. But somehow my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to the banks of the Reva river under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. Nobody understood this except two people. One is Swarup Damodar, but he never tells anything what he understands. Another person is Rupa Goswami. Because that Rupa Goswami is in the same tent of Radharani when all these Brajavasis came and met Krishna in Kurukshetra. So this is the verse specially composed by Rupa Goswami, and he puts it on the hut and he goes out. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very tall. He comes in and he looks at that verse. He opens that and he sees that how come this verse is written here? And as soon as Rupa Goswami comes, he just gives him a slap. Actually, that is the verse Priya Soyam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Militas, which we recited before. So these are the two verses in correlation, reminding of the past time. So it's very esoteric. Now, actually, what is happening is Radharani in the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually looking at Krishna as Jagannath, and she is remembering, please come back to Vrindavan. The happiness that I had under the banks of Yamuna, I cannot get in this Kurukshetra. And that is how they are taking him, Krishna, back. So with all this, they comes and the procession comes to a halt for some time where all the Brahmanas put the boga and everything. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into a garden to take rest on a raised platform. So this time, Sarom Bhattacharya and all these devotees came and said, this is the time. King Prataparudra, you change your dress. And then you basically, you wear this dress of a devotee, go right now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in seclusion. You massage his lotus feet and you sing Gopi Gita while you're doing that. So with this instruction, actually, he was a little taken aback because at one point, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing and he's falling down. King Prataparudra held him in his hands. And immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to external senses and he said, hey, I cannot, why, what is this? I was touched by a Vishayi, a king. So he was little hesitant, but the devotees pushed him. No, it's fine, go. And then King Prataparudra goes and he's massaging the feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is sleeping on a raised platform in that forest, and they were in seclusion. And he started singing the Gopi Gita. Jayati Tedikam Janmana Braja Shrita Indira Shashwadatrahi Daita Drishyata Dikshutavakastvai vichinvate. Oh Lord, where are you? They are singing. And from that verse, after a few verses, he comes to Tavakatamritam Tatta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Ye Bhurida Jana. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Bhurida Jana, he woke up, he came back and he stood up and he started embracing King Prataparudra again and again. He embraced him again and again. Again and again he embraced him. He drenched him in the tears coming from his eyes. And then his complete clothes are soaked in the tears of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And King Prataparudra is also trembling in ecstasy. And then the king said, who are you? Sorry, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who are you? So at that time, he says that, he didn't say I'm the king, Prataparudra, or anything like that. He said that I am a menial servant of the servant of the servant of your servants. And I would like to, birth after birth, be a servant of the servant of the servant of your servants. So this is a very unique situation. If you see Dhruva Maharaj, he said the same thing. Kolavecha Sridhar, he asked for the same benediction. This is the highest benediction that anybody can ask. So when we come to that point of servant of the servant of the servant of the Vaishnavas who are the devotees of the Lord, then we achieve the prema, Krishna prema. So that is what we have to aspire for. And this is what is being actually told to us through this pastime. I'll stop here. I thank you so much for all the temple authorities for giving me this opportunity to discuss Krishna Katha. And I also thank all of you for watching online and participating in this Krishna Katha. Thank you so much. You can take any questions or comments now.
Hari Bol, Acyuta Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Wonderful narration. I doubt very much there will be any questions in YouTube and Facebook. The reason being, just like the Jagannath deities, Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, by your ecstatic narration, we are all stunned. So I don't think we have any question. It was really wonderful. I think Joydev Prabhu, who is in Zoom call, is saying that thank you very much for awesome explanation. Um, yeah, I mean, I was thinking that uh, it's we when we see the Lord, like the pure devotees, when they see the Lord, right, automatically they go into ecstasy. But this Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra, these deities, so that they also can go into ecstasy by those pastimes. These pastimes are so specially orchestrated by the Lord and His energies that even the Lord is also gets ecstatic when he hears about these pastimes. Right? Um, no, not only his pure devotees. And by his example, he's showing that these pastimes are so wonderful that it attracts even me, right? So
Yes.
why do you worry about the pastimes of this material world, right? Like come here. At the end, it all boils down to attraction, right? Whatever we are attracted to, whatever gives happiness, right? So this will give you happiness eternally. It's free, right? There is no, it's only remuneration is faith. You need to have faith that these pastimes will help you. That's my thinking basically. Very very wonderful narration, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Whatever I heard from Guru Maharaj, Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Guru, that is what I narrated here. So all the credit goes to Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Nothing for me. I am also a student learning. And yes, I totally agree with you that the Lord also, He Himself tells in Bhagavatam, I know nothing but my devotees, and my devotees nothing but me.
Hmm.
So that is how the Lord also cherishes and enjoys the pastimes with His devotees. And if you throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita, that is what we see: the association of devotees and the relation pastimes.
Yeah,
Much.
Chaitanya Charitamrita is even more sweeter basically.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's so much more intimate, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Rup Damodar with Pratap Rudra, um,
Just
Rupa
by understanding the dealings, we understand the whole system of logic, all the philosophy and everything. And the fastest way, the simplest way is to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to enter into the deepest pastimes of Krishna or to attain the love for Krishna, our pure devotional service. Otherwise, we have no chance. But the fundamental root of everything is Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishana Imanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. The concept of being the servant of the servant of the servant, giving respect to everybody and expecting none in return. So those are the attributes, being tolerant. These are the attributes that will take us closer.
Thank you. Thank you for your explanation. Thank you for the wonderful narration again. Let me just take quick note. Let me just quickly check, the YouTube or if anyone has raised any questions or comments. I don't see any. I think it's anyway past 8:30. So, Prabhu, if you want, so we can close the session for today.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantapoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Prabhu ki jai.
jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Lord Govinda. Thank you, devotees, for joining the Wednesday class, taking time from your busy lives. And we'll meet again in this online only class next Wednesday again.
Thank you so much, dear Ashraya Madhav Prabhu, for your glorious services. This is so wonderful.
All because I like to hear speakers from speakers like you. That's why I come. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dhanavad Pranam.